What is up, guys? Dad Dash here, and I wanted to come to you today with a quick video to kind of visually show you why, in my opinion, no value, no trip is the most efficient way to work, and why it makes the most sense for dashers out there to be working this way. And really, it applies also to any multi-apper. It can apply to also any top dasher as well, although top dashers, and I'm going to tell you this, it can apply to anyone, and that's what makes this nice, because you define your value. You define a value that you want to see out of your work and your time. And, again, we're going to get into it and talk a little bit about this. So let me show you here. I've come up here with this spreadsheet. I put in some information on here, offer one, offer two, offer three. And I want to talk visually about what you're seeing here. So offer number one, let's talk about this offer. It's $11 offer, 20 minutes time to complete. 6 miles is the estimated miles, and the projected order value on this order is $33. No tip. So you might say, well, Steve, where would you see this type of order at? Well, I'll tell you where. You might see it on Uber Eats. You might see this on Grubhub. You might see this on Instacart. You could even see this on a shop and deliver offer, depending on the size of it, for DoorDash. The point is here, what I'm trying to highlight is the fact here that this order represents a $33 projected order value. And what is a projected order value? The order value is simply what does this represent in time value, essentially. You could even call it timed value. In other words, what does getting paid $11 for 20 minutes of work represent in terms of an hourly earnings? So this is telling you that if you earn $11 every 20 minutes that you're working, you're going to be earning on average about $33, which tells us we will be earning $100 in less than 4 hours, which for me, in my metrics, is exactly what I want. I am wanting to earn $100 every 4 hours that I'm out or less. And that's going to either let me leave early or earn more, and either one works great for me. But my point on this is that I wanted to show you that you've got this, layout here, 0 tip. Would you really turn this down because there was no tip? And the answer to that, we're going to take a look and see, go down on offer 2 and offer 3 and get a little bit more into that of making the point I want to make in regards to tips and in regards to looking at the value. So next offer is $10.50, 22 minutes estimated time to complete. That's going 6 miles. It's just a little slower area and a little slower restaurant. Projected order value, $28.64. Tip amount, $8. So in this instance, the tip is more, right? But the total payout is less because DoorDash is only paying $2.50, or whatever app is paying $2.50 base. So in this case here, the question is, you would say, well, no trip here, and you're going to turn down $33 worth of value. But you come down here and there's a tip amount of $8, and you say, okay, well, I'll take that because the tip's there. And then you're getting less order value. Again, that would be if you're focusing on trying to figure out tip or no tip. The point is, the tip really doesn't matter, because in this case, this and this are the only two things that matter. The amount of money they're paying you, and then the estimated time it takes to complete, and then figuring out what does this represent in terms of your value for your time. The offer number 3 is a quite common low offer that at least I see in my market. $5.25, 2 miles, 10 minutes time to complete. What is the projected order value on something like this? And that is actually $31.50. Again, much higher than this $8 tip. The tip amount, only $2. A lot of you would say, I'm not taking this offer because it's too low, or the tip is too low. But this is why, in this case, this actually represents a very good offer, a very good value. And as a result, as opposed to setting a minimum dollar amount, what you should be looking at in this case is saying, what's the amount? What's the estimated time to complete? That's definitely worth your time. So you complete this. If you're looking at this in terms of an hour, let's say you got offer one, you followed up with offer two, and you followed up with offer three. It actually gives you a total of 8 minutes in between orders. And this would actually be, in my opinion, a pretty solid hour, $26.75, if this is what your hour looked like with 8 minutes in between. The point I'm trying to make here is that focusing on this end here, where you can see, if you got rid of this offer and said, I'm turning it down, moved on to two, moved on to three, you'd end up with $15.75 for your hour. You may not see another offer. You may have to turn down a few more. But because if you looked at this and said, well, no, I know there's no tip there, I'm getting rid of it, no way. To me, that is not a strong business decision. DoorDash wants to distract you and have you worried about this area right over here. They want you to blame this being low because this isn't enough. When the reality is that this area over here is in full control of DoorDash. And it's also, this area as well is coming from the customer. So whether you're getting paid from the customer by tip or by fare or by fee, it does not matter. It's still coming from the customer. It's just this is being taken from them by DoorDash and requested from them and required from them, while DoorDash is saying, well, the amount you pay your driver is optional. That is a DoorDash issue. That is a Grubhub issue. That is an app issue. And it is up to us as drivers to ensure that we have the correct value for our time. And if the value isn't there, we don't do it. If your market doesn't offer you enough value to earn what you need, then you are going to unfortunately have to say, well, you know what? I can't do it full time. I'm going to have to go back and find something else to do or find another way to earn. If it can only give you what you need on a part-time basis, you need to recognize that it is what it is. The market is what it is, but you need to figure out what do you need to earn per hour, figure it out, and then figure out what the amount and the time it's going to take you to complete that order. What does that tell you? What does that compute out as value? And make all your decisions based on this. I can tell you right now, the miles to money is the least important thing that you need to be looking at the offer screen. And it's nothing but a distraction, because the miles to money, if you're making sound decisions here, making sure that the estimated completion time and the amount is in line and locking up to a good order value, then your miles will fall right in line. Now, miles are a piece to estimating your time, because you don't necessarily want to go off what the app tells you. You want to go what you know. So you want to look at the miles, you want to look at the restaurant, and you want to make a quick calculation to say, can I do it in the time I need it? $11, I got to do it in 20 minutes or less. Can I do that? If the answer is yes, hit accept. And then go forward with it. The other thing I want to show you is, look, some of you may say, well, no tip, no trip. If there's no tip, I'm not doing it, and I'm not going to take 225 orders in this. Well, you would not be required to, because as you're going to see here, there really is not a time amount that a 225 offer should ever be taken. Never. Even 325, right? That's $19.50. That's still not hitting the mustard of $25. And $4.25 is just about there. So you could take a $4.25 10-minute order going 2 miles with a $2 tip, and guess what? You could still earn $25 an hour completing those. Now, one might say that why would you want to have to do, the amount, do 4 or 5 orders when you could grab 2 orders or 3 orders and get it done that way? And that's a fair argument to make. But the point of it is that if you're out here trying to earn money, if you're out here trying to put together an hour, you need to understand what these orders represent to you in terms of value, and that's all you should be worried about. And if you see a $4.25 offer that you can do in 10 minutes, and that's a $25 order value, pick it up, get it done, and move on to your next one, because the next one might be $11 for 20 minutes, and then you're at, $15.25, and then lo and behold, shortly thereafter you get a $10.50 for 22 minutes, and now you're sitting at $25.75. So the point for the hour, so the point of it is, guys, is stop worrying about tips. Tips are a distraction. Start worrying about one thing: demand that this amount represents good value when compared to the time they're going to ask you to work for them. And if it doesn't, turn it down. If it does, hit accept. And if you're doing that, then your miles and your money will absolutely line up. Guys, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button. Share this with at least one person. Hopefully, this was helpful. Hopefully, this comes across. Hopefully, you can use this and go out and make more money. You can use this for any app. You should use this is to me is the only way you should be multi-apping, because you should be applying this to every single offer you see and trying to see and looking at it from what value does this represent to me? And if it represents the value you need, hit accept. If it doesn't, move on. It's that simple. Never take an order that doesn't represent value to you. Now, I'm going to touch on one last thing here that just came to mind. I promised you, I said top dashers can be included, because you might be going, well, Steve, if a top dasher is accepting every order, then they're not. Well, no. There's a statement there. Value to you, right? I'm telling you what my value is. My value for my time is a minimum of $25 when I'm working for these apps. I want to be making at least $25. That guarantees me that by the time I'm out, I'm more likely going to earn $20 or more an hour. And if I'm at 30, I'll earn 25. If I'm at 35, I'll earn 30. But 25 is my buffer zone. I want to make sure that I'm working. So if I end up in a continuous work flow, that if I'm taking orders of 25 or more, I know my money's going to get there. I know I'm going to get it there quick. I know I'm going to either end up getting off early, or I'm going to end up making more than what I need, which gives me the opportunity to not have to work in the future, or puts more money in my pocket, and I can use that for other things that I want to spend money on. Now, on the top dasher front, because we're talking value here, this offer, let's just say this 225 offer for you, for me, I may look at this and say, I'm not going to go to work for $13.50. But if you have a reason that you feel Top Dasher is valuable, then for you, this is not the end-all, be-all. Because for you, you're suggesting that you're going to take less value right now, and that you believe that there will be more value later at some point that will make up the lost value here. But I want you to understand that what you're looking at here, let's say you take this 225 offer, and let's just say on average, probably if you were doing, you're realistically speaking, you're going to spend about 15 minutes on it. So if you do that and you decide to allot those 15 minutes, okay, for that time, now, what I want you to look at here is what you're giving up, because the value analysis that you should be doing is, all right, if you're making this decision to take this and you're believing that Top Dasher or whatever is going to be the purpose of it, then you need to make sure that you are going to be able to make up the difference of the value you could have gotten. If you would have been doing orders like these and you're giving that up, let's just take this $33 projected order value. So here we are doing this. You lost $24 in order value to do this order over this order, because you didn't turn this one down. So this order never showed up. So you did this for your time, and then maybe you ended up with this order here. So you're losing value as you're doing this. The question is when you go to reap the benefits from having taken this order here or similar orders to it, are you able to make up that $24 that you lost? Do you realize how much you're losing per order when you take these type of orders? So, and are you getting it back? In other words, in the long run, over time, have you looked at that? And one thing you should be doing, in my opinion, and I do it on every order, is I collect this data from every order so I can see what my order values are. And I can know what my order value was for a particular month. So if I was doing an experiment in a particular month, I can actually see with data, hey, this month dropped. My order values dropped this month, right? They dropped $7, because I had to go do this. So next month, I need it to go up $7 or more, right? I need to recoup that plus something. And if I don't see that happen when I'm collecting the data, then I know that whatever I was doing or whatever I was trying to do, it did not represent the value to me So therefore, it's not worth it to do it again. So anyways, the point is, this is an all-inclusive approach. This is something that every dasher, every delivery driver can use and should be using. And it's a quick way to analyze and understand what is actually valuable to you and what isn't. And watching some of these YouTubers and stuff out here, they don't really give you the data, right, to back up what they're saying. This is how you can go get that. This is how you do it. This is what you need to look at. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I can do additional videos on this and expand on it. Hopefully this makes sense. And as always, guys, stay safe out there. Be profitable. And as always, I'll talk to you soon.